Hi friends, Kiela here for another video for my video journal, as well as video number one for a series I've been thinking about for a while, that I'm thinking of as my resistance series. And I decided today, for reasons outside of the scope of this video, that I'm just going to go ahead and start. I don't have a script, so bear with me. There are two things I want to cover, really. One is actually a shout out to attorney Eileen Lawrence. She's a relatively new friend, also a member, basically a colleague, another attorney, member of my local attorney mom group. And what I want to give her a shout out about is really helping me with her process in the work that she does break through an area where I was experiencing a lot of resistance for about 15 years. So that's topic number two. Basically, that is resistance. Like, what is it, why it's so important, and what to do with it. Okay, so starting there, resistance is when we is what we're experiencing. First of all, it's what causes us emotional pain, right? A lot of times we think that an external circumstance, or maybe a person who's behaving badly, something that frustrates us, makes us sad, whatever it is, that we think that's what's causing our emotional pain. And that's actually not true. That is the trigger. However, when you learn to take charge of your own mind, this is mindset work, and what I've started thinking of and calling mind mastery. When you actually start mastering your own mind, then what you learn how to address effectively is how to change your own experience, how to be in charge of your own emotions. And what that means is when you notice that you're in resistance to something, in other words, you're feeling emotional pain, that means that you're in resistance to something. Learning to recognize that it's happening, identify what it is you're resisting, and then break through that resistance. So that's an important process, and that's it's a whole book. In fact, there is a book that I highly recommend called Letting Go by David Hawkins that kind of provides a simple tool or process really for dealing with certain aspects of resistance. Anyway, I digress. So the thing that I was in major resistance over for about 15 years was doing basic wills for myself and Alex, my husband, and estate documents. Okay, this is really important, and I know better than to not have one, especially when we started having children. And that's why I say it's about 15 years. That's when I realized this was important and something I needed to do. But I always had a reason, an excuse really for not doing it. Sometimes it was money, sometimes it was time. But the bottom line is I just wasn't doing it. And then more recently, I actually did do it. Okay. And I have both the, mind mastery work that I've done, as well as my new friend, Eileen Lawrence, to thank for the fact that I was able to break through the resistance actually relatively easily, much more easily than I thought would be the case. And the bottom line is that it really just took a decision. I decided I'm going to do this. Now, despite having decided that, I still was full of some excuses, and I was putting it off. I expressed interest in doing it to Eileen, and this is where she comes in, and her, what was really great assistance for me, because I had expressed interest to her in doing that. I also gave her permission to nag me. And for those of you who know me, you might be laughing because I'm kind of notorious for that. I give people permission to nag me because I think it's a great service, and quite often I really do need people to follow up with me in certain areas. And so that's actually something I do for my clients and prospective clients as well. Because, I, for one, know that quite often there's something that I've intending to do that may get kind of lost in the shuffle. And I have definitely benefited from some service providers, nagging. Of course, nagging has to be done well. And Eileen definitely did it well. So that was one service that she provided. Another service that she provided is, one of the excuses I developed was, I was kind of in a cash crunch in one of the times that she followed up with me. And so I said something like, it's not in the budget right now, but please do continue following up with me. Well, Eileen actually turned me on to a service, and for some reason the name of it is escaping me right now, but I'll put it in the text. In other words, the text that I put along with this video when I post it. that allowed me to move forward with doing the basic will and estate documents for really low cost. So she gets her legal fees from the service. It's one of those legal plans. And I want to say it was like 50 something dollars a month, the starting amount, and then the monthly recurring charge is 50 something dollars. And I mean, really, really affordable in the context of doing this kind of work. So once she presented that to me, that evaporated the remaining excuses that I had, and it was time to move forward, folks. Interestingly, even though that was my excuse, I still found myself encountering resistance along the way, but I'm experienced enough now with mind mastery work that I knew what I was encountering and was able to deal with that pretty well. So I am so thrilled to say that Alex and I now have finished that process. We had the signing the end of last week. So we now have, wills and basic estate documents and in place. And I'm thrilled because that was just something that was a source of guilt, mommy guilt primarily for 15 years. And I'm thrilled to say that it's done. And so, yay, I checked that off. And I'm doing this video right now, both to give a shout out to Eileen, but also because I know that I'm not alone. Not only among what I think of as ordinary people, in other words, non-lawyers out there, but not even among attorneys. Attorneys know better, and yet I'm not the only one out there who hasn't done this yet. So this tends to be kind of a secret shame for those of us attorneys who've put it off way longer than we should have. And I'm here to let you know that you should follow through, just buy into the service, 50 something dollars a month. If you're in Central Texas, then contact my friend Eileen Lawrence, because she can help you out and go from there. If you're not, then it's definitely worth looking into, that there will be another attorney in your area that you can hire to do this work. So I hope this helps, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye now.